Hey guys, welcome back to the Chelsweets kitchen. Today we're going to be decorating another cookie dough cake, but we're going to be making the decorations a little bit different this time. So we're starting off with our classic chocolate cake base, which we're going to be filling with discs of edible cookie dough. We're then going to be frosting it with a cookie dough buttercream, which is my classic American buttercream recipe, which if you want to learn how to make, you can check out the video for that in my Baking Basics playlist. We're going to be frosting it with this buttercream, and we're then going to be decorating it with what I like to call a chocolate chip gradient. So I really love all the color gradients that are out there right now and all the color drip gradients that people do, and I was thinking about that, and why can't you do the same with chocolate chips, right? I'm going to decorate the base of the cake with some Hershey's Kisses. I'm then going to work my way up to these jumbo chocolate chips from Whole Foods, and then I'm going to be decorating the top part of the cake, these baby mini chocolate chips. So it should be a really fun exterior. I'm then going to drip some ganache down the sides and decorate the top with some soft batch chocolate chip cookies and one giant cookie just to really say, hey, this is a cookie dough cake. So it should be really fun. Let's get started with the decoration. So since this is going to be a pretty dense cake because we have all the edible cookie dough in it and we have 4 cake layers, I'm going to use one of my thicker cake bases because we're going to need that extra support to be able to carry this cake. So we're going to start off by putting a little dollop of our buttercream on our cake base and spreading it around just like that so we can really secure the first cake layer to the base. So we're going to start off with this cake layer and pop this bad boy down. So we're just going to add enough to cover the base and make sure that it's level. And we're then going to add our first disc of cookie dough. So what I like to do is after I shape it, I pop it in the freezer so it firms up, and then you can just place it right down in the center. And then I kind of push it down to make sure it's secure in the frosting. We're next going to add another cake layer. We're now going to repeat this process with our remaining cake layers, and then we're going to apply our crumb coat to the exterior of the cake. So now that we have our cake all assembled and we've applied our crumb coat, we're going to pop this in the fridge for 10 to 15 minutes to let it firm up, and then we're going to apply another layer of frosting. So now that we have our crumb coat all chilled, it's nice and firm, we're going to apply another layer of our cookie dough buttercream. So we're just going to take some big scoops and we're going to apply them to the sides, and we're then going to smooth it with our cake bench. So once we get enough frost on the exterior, I like to smooth it with my offset spatula and then go in with my cake bench just to make it a little bit easier. And that way you can kind of spread extra frosting to areas that might need a little bit of extra that would be difficult to do with the cake bench. I think we're ready for the cake bench. So we're just going to work our way around, applying an even amount of pressure with our cake bench. So just give it a few spins, and then we're going to pull this extra frosting that's been kind of pushed up on top of the cake. We're going to pull it towards us just like this and smooth it out. So now that we have our second layer of frosting applied to our cake and all smoothed, I'm going to start applying the chocolate chips and the Hershey's Kisses. So I've chopped the Hershey's Kisses in half because if you tried to shove an entire Hershey's Kiss into the side of the cake, it would stick out a little bit too far, and we want it to fit within the edge of the cake base. So I've chopped them in half so we can easily stick them onto the side. So we're going to go around the base with our Hershey's Kisses first. We're then going to put the jumbo chocolate chips above that, and then once we get to the middle of the cake, we're going to start applying the mini chocolate chips. So I'm going to zoom in so you guys can get a close-up of what's going on. So we're just going to see how big of a giant swirl we can make here. So now that we have our frosting on the top of our cake, we're going to start to nestle some of our soft batch chocolate chip cookies against the pyramid of frosting. Alright, so now that we have a really nice pyramid of buttercream, cookies, and chocolate chips built, it is time for our statement topper, which is going to be this giant chocolate chip cookie. We're going to nestle it into the center of the cake. And there you have it, another chocolate chip cookie dough cake. One last tip, whenever I make a cake and I have a really giant statement piece or topper on top of it, I like to make sure that it's secure, and I do that with little bamboo skewers. So I'm going to stick these behind the cookie, so that way once we refrigerate the cake, I know that the cookie will stay in its place and it won't move around, especially when I'm delivering it. Thanks so much for joining me today. For the recipe for this cake and for all of my other sweets, you can visit Chelsweets.com. To see more of my creations, you can also follow me on Instagram at Chelsweets. Hope to see you guys soon!